Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of season 3 of the Joffice. I'm here to talk about our new retail program for retailers. This is the Premiere Store Program. So UFS stores that want to get into UFS one step above the competition, we're developing something for you. Right now we're actually in our beta test. We're accepting 50 stores in North America right now to be part of this beta test program. There are still a few slots available, but I'm going to go in here and tell you guys what we're here to present to retail. So we've done some 3D mock-ups. One of the big things that we're going to be doing for retail stores as part of the Premiere Store program is providing extra posters, wall clings, window clings, promo cards, product to give out, playmats, things like that, really accentuate UFS in their store. So if a player comes up to that store, they know, oh, this is definitely a UFS store. The other thing we've done is we've developed the turbo display, and that's kind of what I have here ready to display to you. I have a bunch of prototypes. We showed this off at Gamma to our retailers earlier this year, and this is designed so that when you go into a Premiere store, you know that they will always have the most recent UFS products in stock. The turbo display is set up to have the most 4 recent boosters always available, always on display. And what we have here, so this is our prototype image. This was the very first thing we came up with. It's kind of what we were going for, but the basic design is you'll have these placards in the back of your display, and each of these boxes can hold 2 of each booster display in them. So you can stock, if you're a retail store, more booster displays under the counter or in your storage or on the shelf, however you want to do it. But the cool thing about this is this will tell players exactly what's in the turbo format to get you started into the game, so you don't have to get quite as big of a collection to start playing UFS. Also, the decks are a little bit more fast-paced, and there's no promos or any hard-to-get cards like that. So you can jump in a little bit easier as a new player. For existing players, this is also really cool because you know your store is supporting the newest lines, and they're probably going to have the older lines too once they rotate through a couple of the turbo sets that have come out. The cool thing about these placards here on this image is each of these can pop out and rotate over. So when a new set comes in, the turbo format will represent, like this example here. This is actually, let me go through the prototypes real quick. So this was our first design here. It's you have these little 3D printouts of booster boxes, and as you can see, they're kind of loose here, and they don't look quite as appealing. Like the big thing for this is we want to stand out in the retail store. So next to your other competing CCGs, UFS just dominates it. It looks way cooler. We have better effects, bigger display, and it's featuring these things. So after this display, one of the problems we have with this one, if you sell out of set orange, let's say this is Street Fighter here, then these can really shake around really bad, and they'll turn, and you might have a really sloppy display there. So what we've done is we've developed it to have separators. So each of these displays, and then all of these displays are designed to have little placards go in there. So let's say this is the blue set here, and that's Mega Man. So you have the Mega Man set there and a Darkstalker set here, and whatever. So these placards can go in, and as you rotate, so this one worked out pretty well. The front of this is going to be clear, so when the booster is at the front, you can see through it and see the logo, and then you can have another box back here on display. So obviously those are mixed match colors, but it doesn't really matter. This is just for the purpose of showing. But one of the things this does is it has a pretty big separator here, which means you can't really see through the sides of the box. If you're walking in the side of the store, it might block a lot of the display. So we've changed that over to this display, which is really close to our current final product, kind of what we think we're going to go with. So this display, you have your booster box for open packs, and part of the turbo program is if you're the Premiere Store program, if you're a Premiere Store, you're required to have an open booster box and a sealed booster box minimum for the 4 most recent sets. So this one lets you have it on display here, the second box can go behind there, and the placard can go here, and the separators just kind of barely hold those in so they won't shake around. Even if there's only 1 box left, you can knock that down. It kind of stays in its place there. So you have this display here, and there's one thing that was wrong with it. Since this is clear in the front, we don't have clear UFS markings or Jasco Games markings on it. So we don't want people putting other booster boxes into this display and taking advantage of the really cool display for other games. So this is kind of what we decided our final product is going to be. This is the Premiere display for the Premiere stores for the Turbo sets. The bottom is going to have artwork all the way around, so we've made it basically a booster box size higher. And then the top will be clear, the sides will have artwork, the back will have either black or artwork, and probably a number and email and website to get a hold of us if you're a retail store and need questions answered. And then, as we said, these placards can rotate over. So every time a new set comes out, you get a big cool placard for artwork that you can either give out as prize support or hang up in your store or whatever you want to do for that. But we feel like this is a great way for retail stores to get involved. The other cool thing about this is if you sign up to be a retail or a Premiere store and you've filled out the application and successfully been accepted into the program, all of these displays come to your store for free. So it's a no-risk program for retailers. The cool thing about that is that obviously they have to restock it, and because they're a Premiere store, they have other requirements they have to do, like stocking release kits or pre-release kits for each set and things like that. But they get this awesome display, they get free product from it, they get a whole bunch of posters and banners and window clings and everything else, and then these little plaques. So when you go into the store, there's one other thing we might do with this. It just kind of depends on the manufacturing process, but we're even talking about putting LED lights into this thing so that when it's on the shelf, it just blows away the rest of the displays. So when you walk into the store, this is the game. This is the one game that you're going to see from the front door, from the back of the room, wherever you go. It's all lit up. It has really cool artwork. We have all of our awesome licenses. So there you go. This is the Premiere Store Program. If you have a retail store that's currently stocking UFS and they don't know about this, tell them about this, have them email us. We'll send them an application form and get them into the program. There you go.
Hey guys, this week over in the creative corner, I guess, we're working on some playmats. I've got one of the most important ones from the Street Fighter set pulled up right now because we've had a couple people ask for it. Just kind of as a reminder, I know we've posted about it before. We do print all of our own playmats here in office, so if there's something you want specific from one of our sets, go ahead and email me at jt@jascogames.com. I'll get that kind of stuff set up. If it's something custom, I can work with you on that, but be aware that we can't do other people's licenses. So all you video game fans out there who want specific characters, if we don't own it, we can't do it. But if it is something that you drew yourself, I know that Joe Hill has had some playmats of his art done, and I own one of those, and they came out looking really good. So hit me up, and we'll get some stuff set up for you.
Hello everybody, Shane here again, and we are going to go deeper into UFS Platinum Series 1. So, in Platinum, every single card is going to be foil. They're all going to be shiny. You can see here's an example of one of our first uncut sheets of this set. This was a little test run that we did. You can see all the cards are foily. So, every card in the Capcom sets, the Tins, Warriors of the Night, and Rise of the Masters, are going to be foil. So I have here all of the cards that we are reprinting in Platinum. So these are all the character cards, and then we have some attacks, actions, assets, basically all of the popular cards we are reprinting, and they're all going to be foil. So the cards that do not make it into the Platinum set will also be foil, but we are going to be putting them into League kits, which is another version of like organized play that we're doing. So all of these cards here, these cards are like the less popular cards. Didn't really see too much tournament play, but you still will be able to get every single card foil from these sets. There are going to be 10 cards per booster pack as normal, and there are going to be 2 rarities. There's going to be Platinum Rare, which is both the rare and ultra rare combined into one rarity, and then there's Platinum Common, which is commons and uncommons combined into one rarity. So there will be 10 cards per pack, and the thing with this set is we are going to be putting 2 rares in the packs and then 8 commons. So in a normal booster box of 24 packs, instead of getting 24 rares or ultra rares, you are going to be getting 48 rares / ultra rares. So let's talk about how Platinum will affect the rotation schedule. So Cowboy Bebop comes out later this year and is going to rotate King of Fighters Ruler of Time. The next set after that is Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, and that is going to rotate King of Fighters Neomax. The 2 sets after that on the chopping block for the rotation schedule are the tins, the Mega Man tins followed by the Darkstalkers tins. So with this in mind, we chose to not reprint so many tin cards in Platinum. The majority of the tin cards will come foil in the League kits. But one other thing about Platinum is that there are going to be no banned cards in Platinum. So the characters that are banned, we're actually making another version of, and we're going to put it in Platinum. So all of these updated characters are going to have an updated watermark as well. So if you come around here, I'll show you a couple characters we are reprinting. So here is a new Napalm Man. The art is just placeholder for now, but as you can see, it has the Battle for Power watermark. And then we have a Huitzel, and the Darkstalkers characters are going to have the Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers watermark. So here is a Dimitri with the Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers watermark. We have a new Gemini Man, and then we have a new Skull Man as well. And as we said last week, there are 8 new characters in Platinum, and they're each going to have 2 card support, 1 attack, and 1 foundation. So here's Woodman, and we have Bubble Man, Drill Man, Plant Man, Shadow Man, Sheep Man, Splash Woman, and Stone Man. All of these characters have the Battle for Power mark.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, very exciting times here. Told you last week we revealed that Jasco Games is going to be at EVO promoting the Street Fighter card game. Got another very important date to add onto the calendar here. Wednesday, July 12th. WNF. That stands for Wednesday Night Fights. That is a weekly fighting game series that takes place in Santa Ana, California at the esports arena down there. So if you guys are in Southern California, July 12th, be there. We will be there demoing, promoting, and maybe have some cool stuff to give away to people. So we'll catch you there.
So we're here at another suggestion box corner where I'm going to read you 2 suggestions from our suggestion box. So starting with 6/24/2017 from Anonymous. We have, I really like this feature, but as far as I can tell, there's no link to it from JascoGames.com. I had another idea for feedback and had to dig around in Facebook for 5 minutes to find it. Well, lucky for you guys, we read your suggestion and added a feature to our homepage. So now if you look at the top right corner of our scrolling bar, you can see the suggestion box link. Alright, so suggestion 2. We have from Anonymous on 6/30/2017. Hello, I love the Mega Man UFS series along with KOF and Darkstalkers. I just wanted to know, will you release a Mega Man set with unreleased characters like Shadow Man and bonus characters like Enker? I'd like to build those 2. Thank you. Well, we have at least one of those probably coming out fairly soon, and there is plans for another Mega Man set. So stay tuned. We will probably be reaching out to the fans to see who the most popular characters are going to be for that set that we want to put into that one. But that's not going to be slated for quite a while, probably later 2018 is the guesstimate. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for the suggestions. If you have suggestions you want to post to us, we will read 2 of these every week if we have that many. Right now I think we've gotten about 17. Can't read all of them because that makes the show too long, and some of these are really repetitive. We've answered these several times. But please send us your feedback, send us your suggestions, and maybe you'll be read live, recorded on YouTube. See you next time.
Mwah! Mwah!